guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Nastasia, and today I am talking, I'm doing kind of like a marriage kind of video. I'm in my PJs, so I'm getting comfy. But on my last video that I uploaded, I had a couple people say, we love these singleness videos, but we also want to know, like, we want some marriage videos too, which I love because I'm married now. I'm no longer single. I still love making singleness videos for you guys because I feel like I learned so much and God taught me so much in that season of my life. So I'm still gonna make those, but I think it's totally valid to want some marriage videos too. So today I'm talking about some of the most difficult or hardest parts of marriage so far. So we've only been married, oh actually today is our 4-month, I should probably, I think Kai forgot that too, so I should probably let him know. We've been married exactly 4 months to the day I'm filming this right now, so obviously we haven't been married a really long time or anything like that. We have been together almost 2 years and then married for 4 months. So, but this is just the stuff that is the hardest right now that I think would be super helpful for people as they're engaged or they're about to get married to, I don't know, maybe you'll have some of these the same that it'll be challenging for you guys that you can prepare for or whatever, or maybe I'm just here to talk to you guys. But either way, if you end up liking this video, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you never miss out on a video every time I post. My Instagram is right here so you can see all the behind the scenes of my life. My Christian clothing shop, Nolia, is down below, and I will be having some new designs and products there soon, so that's super exciting. And then last but definitely not least, this video is sponsored by Perfect Supplements. I'm super grateful to them, and if you've watched any of my past videos in the past couple weeks, they've been sponsoring a lot of those videos too, and I've been talking about different products that they offer that have changed my life, so I'm going to talk about them a little bit more later on. But let's get into the video. So like I said, we've only been married 4 months, but that doesn't mean that everything is just perfect all the time. I will say I absolutely love being married. I love being a wife. I absolutely love my husband. I'm obsessed with him, and he loves being married too. We just absolutely love it. So it is of 100% worth anything we could go through. But I think these videos are also helpful so that people don't assume that we have like this perfect life or whatever. I think it's good to be transparent. The first thing I want to talk about that is probably one of the most difficult things so far for us in marriage is honestly intimacy. So let's just get right into it. We're not holding back here, but no, I'm not gonna be like graphic or anything like that. But obviously intimacy when you're married is different than when you're not married. We saved ourselves till marriage, and we're really, really happy we did. We absolutely do not regret that at all, but it also comes with a lot of different challenges that we didn't expect and that a lot of people do not talk about, because so many people think they're alone in this, and you are not alone in this. So for me, if you guys have been around a little bit, you know that I recently got off antidepressants, and I was on birth control pill, like I got off it over 1.5 years ago. But anyway, I was on both of those things for many, many years, and they affect your hormones a lot, and so they affected my hormones a lot. And if you don't know, hormones kind of help with intimacy. And so my body right now is quite literally relearning how to make a lot of those hormones, because I was on a serotonin blocker for a really long time, and my hormones are all out of whack, my metabolism is out of whack, and all of that contributes then to your intimacy and those hormones. So that's already kind of a struggle. It is healing in that way, and it contributing to that. But also something that people don't talk about a lot is that it is amazing to save yourself for marriage. I'm so glad we did. Like I said, no regrets at all. But with that, you know, we went into marriage not having a lot of knowledge on the subject, which again, I'm glad we didn't. But just naturally, what comes with that is you learn over time. You learn different things, and you grow in your knowledge of that and everything like that. So it's just kind of not a waiting game, but over time, everything gets better. And so I wanted to include this in here, not because it's like a huge crutch in our marriage or anything like that, but because so many people do not mention this, and so everybody else, including me, was thinking, wow, everybody must have just a perfect intimacy life, and we don't, even though it's not like it's bad or anything, it's not perfect, and I just want you to know you're not alone, especially in, you know, the church, among the church. Nobody likes to talk about this stuff, but it is a good and wonderful thing in marriage, and it's a gift, so a gift from the Lord, so it's okay to talk about it. But yeah, so that can be difficult for us sometimes. Second thing that is kind of hard for us right now is our schedule. So we don't have a super different schedule. It's not like I work days and he works nights or something like that, so I am grateful for that, very grateful for that. But it is different kind of enough that it does cause some friction. So Kai works from 6 a.m. to 2:30, and I tend to work 8 to like 4-ish. So then I live like 45 minutes. We live like 45 minutes away from my work at least. So then it takes another 45 minutes-ish to get home. So it's usually about 5 o'clock-ish, and he has to go to bed by 7:30, sometimes 8, but usually 7:30. So we only have about 2.5 hours with each other every day, and sometimes that means cooking dinner too, sometimes that means editing videos or whatever, or working out. So that's been a little bit hard. I think we thought we'd have more time. And I'm going to touch on that a little bit more later, but even though we do, you know, get to obviously sleep in the same bed together, it's still not like quality time. You're sleeping, you know what I mean? Like most of the time, because I sleep on my right side and he sleeps on his left side, we don't even face each other. You know, sometimes we'll swap sides of the bed so we can actually face each other when we sleep. And I try to go to bed with him at the same time to wake up, because he wakes up then so he goes to bed at 7:38 because he wakes up at 4:30 in the morning. And I try to get up with him at that same time, to be up when he's up and to go to bed with him when he goes to bed. But it's really hard, especially right now as my hormones are healing, for me to get up. Especially because, for some reason, comment down below if you're like this too, my depression tends to kind of act up a little bit more when I go to bed before the sun sets. I don't know what that is. If you know what that is, let me know. I don't know if that's just some weird thing I do, but I tend to like get more depressed if I'm going to bed before the sun goes to bed. I don't know if it feels like I'm like missing out or that I don't have a life or what it is, but I'm a happier person when I go to bed after the sun goes to bed, but Kai can't. He has to go to bed early. It can be kind of challenging because we don't always go to bed at the same time or get up at the same time. And I know you're probably thinking, wow, that's not even a big deal, but just for us it is right now. Like it's hard for us right now, and it's okay if you have things that are different, a different kind of hard or whatever. For us, this is our hard right now. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna say is this was one of the hardest things, but we're past it now, and it was when I was detoxing off of my antidepressants. So if you were around in the past couple months, you would have seen some of those videos where I was talking about that, and it was really rough. Like, we got back from our honeymoon, and immediately I started getting off of my antidepressants. We had talked about it and everything, and Kai was all for it. So from that day we got back, basically, for another about 2.5 months, I was detoxing really, really hard, especially the last month and a half. Really hard, and I was just really sick. Not contagious sick by any means. That was the worst part because I had to go to work and stuff. But I just literally felt dead every day, in so much pain. My body was going through so many withdrawals from these medications. And so that was really hard, and Kai was so strong through it. I felt so bad because I couldn't help with anything. I couldn't do anything. I was miserable to be around. And so that was really rough. We are past it now though, and I look back and I'm like, wow, look at God, because I was feeling so rough. And there's a fly. And I'm feeling a lot better now. So much better. I'm still like, I'm like 99% through the detox. There's usually like that 1% that takes like a whole year to fully get out of your system. But I'm feeling so much better. But yeah, that was really hard, but it was super worth it. Okay, the next thing that I wanted to touch upon, because I know so many people deal with this, is depression, anxiety. So I've mentioned it even in this video so far, but something I struggle with, or have at least struggled with most of my life, is depression and anxiety. And so you're probably thinking, well, why did you get off the antidepressants? Well, that's a whole other story. I can do another video. I think I already touched on it in a couple others, but for health reasons, I got off. Anyway, so it is something that I am dealing with still now, because I was on them since high school. So, I mean, 8 years, a little bit more. And so I kind of forgot any way that I coped before. I don't even think I did have coping mechanisms before, really. I just dealt with it and was sad. And so now I am kind of, we're navigating uncharted waters a little bit. Not uncharted to God, but uncharted to us. And we were trying to figure out some coping mechanisms for me. I'm trying to figure that out, and Kai is navigating that too, with being super supportive to me. And I cry often, and it's fine. Not necessarily out of sadness, it's just I'm a very emotional person now, which is okay. But that has been kind of a struggle. Again, Kai's been amazing, but you know, he's only human. So on days when we're both down, it can get rough. You know, like, it's fine, but we're just sad. We just cry together, and we hug, and we read scriptures, and then we feel better. But yeah, God has been super good through that, and it's been really cool to see the Lord strengthen me and then strengthen Kai to support me. That's been really cool. But I wanted to mention it for sure, because this is most likely, unless the Lord miraculously heals me. I'm trying to do some kind of holistic healing stuff now, and you know, just fuel my body and heal from the inside out. But you know, I might deal with this the rest of my life, and that's okay if that's what it is. But that'll be something we navigate through our marriage, and then through having kids, Lord willing, and just the different things that life throws at you. So I want to throw it in here and say, you're not alone if you deal with that too. Whether you're just dating, or in a relationship, or married, newlywed married, or have been married a long time, or whatever, you're absolutely not alone, and it is challenging, but God is so good. And sometimes there are days where I'm sad, and none of my coping mechanisms are working, and I'm asking God to take it away, and I'm trying to surrender it to Him, and I'm not feeling relief necessarily. And I have to be like, you know what? Okay, we're sad today. We are sad. God is still good. We're sad today, but God is good. I'm going to try to have joy in anything that I can. But it's just one day. And I have to think that way. But anyway, navigating that in marriage can be difficult. Okay, the next hard thing that we've been dealing with, mostly me, honestly, is fears. So I had briefly mentioned this in another video, that your fears don't go away when you get married. They just change and usually get worse. I'm somebody who struggles with fear. I always have been. I always have struggled since I was literally a child. I've always been afraid of things. And, you know, even when I'm not afraid of that one thing anymore, a new fear comes in, and just the enemy does that. So I wanted to mention that to let you know, like, if you think when you get married, oh, everything will just be perfect, I won't be afraid anymore, I won't be afraid. Yeah, you might not be afraid of him leaving you or breaking up with you, but you'll just be afraid of him dying. That's all. Like, that's a constant fear of mine, is something happening to Kai. You know, or just, yeah, that's pretty much it. Something happened to Kai. And it can be really, really, really crippling. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It can be really hard. And it is something that the enemy really likes to play with me about. But that does not mean we do not have hope in Christ. So it is super important to be daily getting in your word and praying to the Lord, and I'm working on that. There are certain days where I skip, you know, I'm not in my word, and then I'm like, oh, I feel it today. You know, it really is your daily bread. Like, you can feel it when you don't have it. So point being, it can be really, really hard, and it is just a new challenge to be able to give to the Lord. because I know it'll only get worse probably when I have kids and different things like that, and I'll be afraid of new things and scarier things, and the world itself is pretty scary right now. So that can be really hard, because I think there's this stigma that when you get married, it's all bliss all the time. And it is beautiful, and I love being married, and I'm so happy. We wouldn't trade it for anything. However, that doesn't mean it's all bliss all the time. Life still happens, you know, and the enemy is just even more trying to hurt you and hurt your marriage and all that. Okay, this is a hard thing that Kai and I did not expect to happen at all. Well, I guess we didn't expect it to be hard. So when we were dating and in a relationship and even engaged, we kept saying, oh man, it'll be so nice when we're married. We're gonna have so much more time. And I kid you not, I wish I could go back and slap myself for thinking that over and over and over. We somehow have less time now. It's crazy, but I think it's just because now we have, you know, an apartment, and we're cooking and we're cleaning and we're doing the things and trying to actually keep things nice, and somehow we have less time. And on top of that, of course, we have family who wants to hang out with us, family and friends, and we want to hang out with them. But Kai, his like I said, his schedule earlier, but his job is very, very physically demanding, and it has gotten more physically demanding over the past couple months, just more and more and more. And so he's exhausted when he gets home, like utterly dead, like so tired, like his body is literally aching. And he will do everything to serve me and be there for me, and it's so sweet and it's so nice. But a lot of times he is working 6 days a week doing that. And so we will get 1 day a week with each other, because the other days a week we have like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours together. Like tonight we had almost no time because he is volunteering at church tonight. So some nights we have no time. And so then we'll get 1 day a week with each other, and we usually try to keep that for Sabbath, and sometimes we're even meal prepping or something. But it's understandable that our friends and family, they want to hang out with us, they want to see us, and we want to see them. And so we'll make plans, and then we feel like, okay, work is literally the next day, and we didn't rest at all. We didn't get time together. We didn't have one-on-one time together. You know, you can live in the same house as somebody and still not have intimate, I'm not even talking like intimate, I'm just talking like intimate conversations, like talking to one another, like caring, cuddling, all that stuff. Like you can live in the same house, you can literally sleep in the same bed as somebody and still feel like you have no quality time with them. And so we really, really try to prioritize having as much quality time with each other as we can. And we try to talk to each other instead of watching TV, and we try to, you know, just like, or if we're, you know, working on something or I have to edit or something, I do it like with him, like next to him and stuff like that. So it can be really hard because then we'll have these times where we have like a whole weekend just together, and then we're like, man, we should ask so-and-so to come and hang out. And then we do it, and we're like, why do we do this? We never have us time ever. That could just be an us thing, and I'm sure it will get better over time, but it's just like, I truly feel like I could be with him 100% of the time and never get tired of him, ever. Like, I could be with him every single moment, like sleeping and awake, and not be annoyed or sick of him, because I never am. And so that's hard, because we want to be with each other as much as we can. So anyway, making plans has been hard, and just like scheduling time has been hard because we want to do things and we want to see people. We also want to invest well into our marriage and make sure it is always in tip-top shape. Okay, and this is the last one, and this isn't even, honestly, this isn't even like the hardest thing. It is definitely the most annoying thing though, and it is just opinions. People and their opinions. We already know that people have opinions all the time, but something happens when you start dating, one, but two, when you get married, especially when you get engaged and married, that just people's filter just explodes within them. No filter whatsoever. Any opinion they had before that they'd maybe be like, maybe I won't say, it just comes out of them now because you're married, you're a newlywed, you're whatever. And oh my gosh, the amount of just unwanted, unasked for opinions that people have given us about our relationship. And I'm not even talking online, guys. Like, I'm used to that. And actually, it hasn't been that bad. Even haters aren't that bad. In person, people who know us, like either acquaintances or close friends or whatever, the amount of people that just give their opinions when I don't ask for them about, I kid you not. Okay, we had been back from our honeymoon for maybe a week, and people were already in person asking me, when are you having a baby? I'm talking like, not, do you guys want kids? Have you talked about when you would want kids? Or are you excited to even one day have kids? I mean, anything else, just point blank, when are you having a baby? I have been married a week. I don't even fully know how intimacy works at this point. I'm not kidding. It just, like, here's my thing. When you have an opinion, think to yourself first, did they ask me for this opinion? And if the answer is no, don't say it. Just don't. Write it down, put it in an email, send it to yourself, put it in the notes of your phone, whatever you gotta do. You don't have to say it. But I mean, to be fair, I mean, we don't live in a perfect world. That's not gonna happen. But for real, that's been kind of annoying. Anyway, before you guys go, I wanted to mention today's sponsor, Perfect Supplements. As I mentioned earlier, I have been trying to heal my body from the inside out, which means changing my diet almost completely, and buying only quality things. I threw out all of my supplements from before, all of the protein powders that were made with fillers and crap, and switched to Perfect Supplements, and I love them. I was the one who reached out to them originally because I love their stuff so much, so this is, trust me, this is a genuine review. Today, I wanted to talk about their liver detox support. And this is super interesting because it's important for your metabolism, for your liver to be healthy. I'm currently trying to heal my metabolism and I'm learning so much about it. Lots of things. I feel like I knew nothing about medical anything before, and I'm still not, this isn't medical advice or anything like that, but I feel like I'm learning a lot more. And this has turmeric and milk thistle, and milk thistle is, I've heard, is so good. Turmeric is anti-inflammatory, so I'm sure it's really good. They are capsules, and it is vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO, and soy-free. And I want to read some of this to you that they have on the back. Perfect Liver Detox is an herbal cleansing formula designed without synthetic nutrients to support and maintain healthy liver function. This unique combination of clinically studied herbs and superfoods, artichoke, turmeric, chlorella, milk thistle, cilantro, schisandra berry, and broccoli sprouts, enhances both phase 1 and phase 2 liver detoxification. Use as a daily protective boost from excess toxin exposure or as part of a clean diet and detoxification program. So from what I have looked into this, this is not a laxative. This isn't that stuff. That stuff is not good for you. Those skinny teas and all that, I do not recommend. However, this is basically just vegetables, and it just helps support your liver, and I am detoxing off of other stuff too, like heavy metals and different things like that, so this is super, super important. They have other stuff though. I love their magnesium. It has literally changed my life. I really will not go without it. I'm serious. Their beef liver supplements also I will not go without. Their greens, or their aquatic greens, which is chlorella and spirulina, their collagen powder, their baobab powder, their coconut oil. I have all of it, and it's all amazing. I have a code for you. It's STAS10 to get 10% off your entire order. Highly, highly, highly recommend. So serious. Anyway, I love you guys so, so much. Let me know down below what you thought. As always, leave your video recommendations down below. I'm going to be trying to pick up my uploading schedule a little bit and be giving you some more videos, so we'll see how that goes. But I love you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys!